In this video, I'm going to talk about cell phone games, so mobile games for Android devices. Now, normally, pretty much for my entire life, I was never really a mobile game guy. Like, I never really played cell phone games. I maybe played like a couple. I think I played one named Little Pirates or something like that, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. But it was very casual. Like, I would never say that I was like addicted to it. I never played it a lot. But recently, most of you know that I just got back from Mexico. I was in Mexico for 12 days, almost 2 weeks. And there was some downtime in the airports when we were traveling or taking shuttles or taking taxis. And there was some downtime and I got bored. So I downloaded and played some cell phone games. And I want to talk about these cell phone games that I played because I was pretty amazed by them. You know, in the past, I never really thought that you could make like a ton of money playing a cell phone game. Like the ones that I played, the Little Pirates one, for example, it seemed like pretty complicated to make. I couldn't see myself like as a developer building one of those at least by myself and like making it worth my time. But I knew obviously people did it. Like there was people who made livings making cell phone games. But after playing these ones that I played when I was in Mexico, they were very simple. Like I was blown away by how simple they were, and I was addicted. Like I would say I was addicted. All I wanted to do was play these games, and they had ads in them. And to get rid of the ads, you had to pay like $5. I was like, yeah, oh hell yeah, get rid of these ads, easy. I would have probably paid more. So they were really, really addictive, I would say. So now I want to show them to you. All right, so let's launch the first one. The first one is called Draw Climber. This is the first one that I installed on the trip. It's a very simple app. Like I'm going to talk more about like how I think you would build one of these afterwards. So right away it says it gives me these coin things that you got to collect when the app is off. So like when I'm waiting, it collects coins like in the background, and you can level up that skill. So you can see right here I have a bunch of coins that I'm going to get. So all of these games kind of revolve around the same principle. It's like do things and get coins, and then they play ads and they make the ads really annoying so that you have to pay for like the ad-free version, which is a good business model. I think like they give you the game for free, and then if you want to play it ad-free, then you got to pay for the ads. My visor looks a little bit blurry. Let me just see if I can fix this really quick. All right, so I paid for the upgraded version of visor, so now we have a high quality video stream. All right, so let's play this game. I'm actually going to show you how to play this. So I have a little character here, and if I hit play, I now have to. These opponents aren't real, by the way; they're computers. So now I get to draw the legs for this little robot. So I'm going to draw it like that. So right now I'm trying to draw the legs as big as possible because I think their step size, if it's bigger, he'll go faster. So you can see I'm kicking this guy's ass, and you run into kind of obstacles. So if I was to redraw his legs, obviously there's legs that aren't very good. Also, your legs can break. As you can see, I just broke one of my legs when I drew kind of a redraw. And you can climb stairs. I can make circular legs. The circular legs are actually pretty good. And the goal here is to cross the finish line before your opponent, which I did. So I win, and then I get coins. So here's more coins. You can see I have a whole bunch of coins. And what you use the coins for is you can purchase more speed, or I can get the offline earnings. So if I get offline earnings, those are the earnings that I get when I'm not in the application. So like if I close the app and come back to it like an hour later, I get offline earnings. So let's upgrade the speed some more, and let's search for another opponent. So this time I'm going to draw circular legs and see how this goes. Notice I drew them as big as possible. See, the circular legs are great for those little obstacles there, but then they're not very good for in the water. So see, I can't get out of the water. If I draw this kind of big step here, this one should get me out of the water, but it can get caught, see right there, and then they break off. I don't know why. I think this game is like super fun. I really enjoyed it. And the like principle of it, like building it, is very simple, I think. Like it reminds me of back when I was in physics. So when I was doing my undergraduate degree, I did a physics degree. We had a class where we got to build a Python simulation for something, and I think I chose gravity and like planets and collision. So it was like demonstrating the conservation of momentum. So this physics property known as conservation of momentum. And so I built this Python simulation, which was basically like a black box where I had a bunch of like one big mass in the center, and it had its gravitational constant programmed into it. And then I had a bunch of other things, or like they're supposed to be simulated planets that were circling around it. And it ended up looking exactly like gravity. So I don't have this project, obviously. Too bad I didn't, otherwise I'd show you. But the principle is like this. I'll just play this kind of random video. So you can see this guy designed a Python program. These objects are flying through space, and they have like rules set to them. So they have like velocities, and I'm assuming they would have like conservation of momentum. Mine was much more sophisticated than this. Like I said, you had like masses that would revolve around a big mass, and all the masses would affect each other, so they all had gravity. And then I had like comets and asteroids, whatever you want to call them, also in the program that would fly around and they'd be bouncing off of stuff. So it became pretty chaotic. It was actually really cool. So anyway, the point of me telling you about this project that I did in my undergrad is that it was pretty simple. Like I had no programming experience at all, and I built this simulation with these rules. And it really isn't, it wouldn't be all that different than like a game like this. Like you're designing a little world, like a black box essentially. It's got some graphics added to it, obviously, so that it looks nice. But basically, it's just got some rules in it, like if they draw a leg, it draws the leg on the character, and then it moves through the world. It navigates through the world. And you know, only a couple weeks ago, I learned that you can actually run Python code on Android, for example. So you know, building something like this theoretically wouldn't be that difficult. I'm actually pretty interested, and I might go down that rabbit hole one day. And I think that this would actually be quite lucrative. Like if we go over to the Google Play Store and I look up this game, which was called, what is this game called again? It's called Draw Climber. So Draw Climber. Let's see how many downloads this thing has. So here we have Draw Climber. It has 52,000 ratings on it. If I scroll down to the installs, we have over 10 million installs. That's insane. And like this game is very simple. I think even if you knew nothing about like cell phone games, mobile games, you could probably build something like this on your own for sure within a year. Like if you were to dedicate yourself, you could probably build this in a year, and that wouldn't be that's not like a crazy feat. Like most people who are programmers could do that if you knew a little bit of Python, a little bit of Android. So like what I'm trying to say here is there's a lot of money that could be potentially made. So the way this app is built is it shows you ads if you don't have the premium version, and it's super annoying. I like bought it pretty much, the premium version, pretty much instantly, because after every match, like we showed you in the game where you play against an opponent, it would show an ad. Every time you did anything, it would show an ad, and a lot of them you couldn't skip. So it became really annoying. You know, it only costed $5 to upgrade to the premium version. So I was like, yes, take my money, sure. And if you're getting this kind of ratings, like if there's 52,000 people that left a rating, there's probably at least 52,000 people that paid. $5 a pop, that's over $250,000. So, you know, that's like real money. That's actually a shitload of money for a guy who has pretty much no programming experience. You could probably build this within a year yourself, I think anyway. So now let's take a look at the other game that I was playing when I was on vacation. This one's called Mr. Bullet. So this one is, I think this is a more well-built game, but I actually like the Climber one better, but I think that most people would probably like this one better. So I got a whole bunch of rewards here because I'm just logging in. I haven't been here. So let's go back to, I just want to play a game. Get out of here, close. So there's a couple modes here. You get new modes that unlock as you progress, but I'll just play the game and show you the essential principle here. So what you want to do is you want to kill the bad guy, and you're like this guy down here. I can put my finger on the screen, and I want to try and kill these bad guys. You got to try and figure out how to do it. So I had to shoot that boulder and then press the button, and then it would kill the bad guy. And they're kind of like they're puzzles. So like here, if I shoot this dynamite, I die, which I don't want to do, obviously. So I want to aim this gun so that it just goes over the dynamite and hits this guy in the head. And then I want to do the same with the zombie, but it's harder. So obviously I can't do that. So what you actually have to do is try and bounce it off the roof. I'm not very good at this. There we go. Got that guy. And now we want to kill the zombie. Hopefully this one does it. Okay, this isn't looking too good for me. Let's go to an easier level. That was like, I progressed pretty far in that, so that was like one of the harder levels. If I go to the classic mode, you can't shoot yourself. So let's try this. So I shoot this thing, kills the guy, go to the next level. Oh, here's the ad. So I was paying for the premium version, but I canceled it since I got back. So here's one of the annoying ads that you would have to watch if you didn't pay for the premium. So this is the game. It's just a bunch of puzzles. Obviously, you just shoot these blocks and you try and kill these guys. And friendly fire is off in this mode, so I can't kill myself, so it's a lot easier. But that's the game. And I played this game quite a bit. And a game like this, again, it's not. I don't think this would be very hard to build. Essentially, you build the environment. Like I think you could do this not easily. Like it's not an easy thing to do, but it's not that hard. I don't think you build an environment, you put rules in it, and then you add graphics to it afterwards. So I just have essentially, it's like a black box that has some physics rules programmed into it, and you make this game. And now that we've looked at this game, let's go to the Google Play Store and see what kind of downloads this one has. So this one is called Mr. Bullet. I think this one has like a shitload more. So 502,000 ratings. And usually if people take the time to rate it, they probably paid for the premium version. So, $5 a pop for a premium version, 500,000, that's like insane money. And again, I think if a person spent a year, if they had any like a moderate amount of programming experience, you could probably build something like this. Of course, it's a gamble because you don't know if the game that you design is going to be addictive enough or fun enough for people to pay for it. But I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like this would be not that difficult of a thing to do. 50 million downloads. That is pretty insane. Oh, so you don't even. It's not even $5. It's $1.29 to $65, or $66 per purchase. So this guy or this team of people who built this game are making some real money. Actually, just to finish this up, I'm going to talk about a story of a friend of mine who he was addicted to these cell phone games. I don't know if he's still addicted. I haven't asked him about it in a while. But so this was quite a few years ago when we were young. Like I'm 30 now, but I think this was back when we were like low 20s. So we didn't have a lot of money. Most of us were students. And his family has quite a bit of money. I think that's why he's so irresponsible. But so he was playing a lot of these games, and he ended up spending like $6,000 on like in-app purchases. Like just upgrades to the game. You buy gear in the game to make your character better, whatever. I think it was like something like $6,000 or $7,000 of debt, like credit card debt, that he built up with these games. Another friend of mine had to lend him the money to pay it off, and then he slowly paid off my friend to get out of debt to the credit cards from these games. So like there's people out there who are very addicted. There are people like I think there's like three types of people. There's people who don't play these games at all. There's people who play but like only put in like $5. They don't really pay a lot. That's like people like me. And then there's people who are like, they're like the whales. They're the whales that you want to catch in the ocean. They're the people like my friend who will spend like thousands of dollars on these purchases. So overall, it just seems to me like there's potentially a lot of money to be made in these cell phone games, I think. And it doesn't look like they're that difficult to make. Like they don't have to be complicated. They can be pretty simple and still be addictive. That's kind of the principle, I think. So that's it for this video. Let me know below if you have got addicted to any cell phone games. Also, if you don't mind telling everybody how much you've spent on these games. So how much credit card debt maybe you've accumulated, or maybe not necessarily debt, maybe just money that you've put into the game. I would like to know. I'm definitely curious, and I'm sure other people are curious too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.